Now second exercise. That is, read the following situation and draft the following policy. That is, the above mentioned parties have completed the process of mediation and now wish to enter into agreement of solidify the discussion during the mediation process and pave the way forward. Keeping this in mind, please draft the following clauses of the settlement and release of the claims agreement. Number one is introduction class. In this introduction class, what we are incorporating is employer's name, that is NR and Reddy and Co., which is given by myself. State of incorporation of the business entity is Delaware USA, Delaware State USA, and the employee's name is Mr. Suresh M. Execution date is 20th 12 2022. No admission of the liability. Second one is insider is in this intent is not to be considered as an NR and Reddy and Co. admission of any wrongdoing or non-compliance with the law of federal and state local regulations or any other statutory regulations. That means to say that the no admission liability. So the liability which is incurred by the employee for the violations of certain legal conditions, like legal laws, means local or state federal laws, principles, that liabilities is not admitted by the employer. This intent is entered into solely for the purpose of allowing the parties to avoid future litigations only. Means this intent means this term sheet is entered only for the purpose of not allowing any future violations or deviations from the disputes relating to the mediations which through the mediations which we drawn the conclusions. So subsequently, again, there should not be this thing, but it should not be concluded or any liabilities or this thing occurred because of any violations for any acts. Payment. The settlement of the payment is US $1 lakh. The payment shall be done through the mode of the payment, the 4 equal installments for the date of compliance conditions by Mr. Suresh M, employee. The categorization of the payment. What is the categorization of payments? Are loss of the wages and emotional distress, attorney fees, allocation of portion of the payment, doubting the integrity of Mr. Suresh M. So and so. This is the bifurcation of the compensation which is we agreed upon for making the payment for at the time of term sheet for termination of the employee of Mr. Suresh. The payment shall be transferred to means that employer's counsel's escrow account, which will be credited to the Suresham in 4 monthly equal installments of $25,000 each month. Then general release and waiver of the claims. So employer shall not be liable to liable for claims by Mr. Suresh M under the federal laws, or state laws, or local laws of any other laws. Means on the receipt of the compensation agreed upon, that is $1 lakh, Mr. Suresh M is agrees to let go all the claims or demands, etc., against the employer for compensation of for discrimination or tort or any other law. So whatever the allegations or claims raised in before different forums is let go on receipt of the agreed compensation, that is US dollars 1 lakh. Then confidentiality. Confidentiality, Mr. Suresham should be maintain confidentiality of the amount of compensation agreed upon to any third parties. Means certain information should be kept in secret or confidential, which harm to company as well as Mr. Suresh employee and employer. The information which is not undermine the value or interest of both the parties may be permitted to disclose to third parties. Certain information which may not harm to anybody or employer or employee, that may he may permit, both the parties may be permitted to disclose to third parties, but certain information should maintain confidentiality of the disclosing the facts of the case and arguments advanced in the litigation. So certain information which is very confidential, which may harm to both the parties like employer and employee on its disclosure to third parties, which should be maintained confidentiality. The penalty for the violation of the clause shall cast liability on US 1 lakh on the party violated the agreement of the confidentiality. So if anybody is violated the conditions, that should be penalized by 1 lakh US dollars. This is all about second video sharing recording. Thank you.